Welcome back, guys. Automotive Inc. Today we're working on a 2004 Chevy Silverado 2500. This will be the same 1500, 3500. All right, so let's take a look what's going on here. So in 2004, they switched from the old round edge ones where the old switch bezel would just pop up and pop off. Well, after about 100,000 miles of heavy road riding, this thing would barf out and when the clips would fail to stay. So GM redesigned a little bit of the door, of course. So we have the new version here, and we can see that we got floppy doors. We got one over there. Now, immediately stop if you're changing your switches and watch this video, guys, because I'm telling you, this is why we have those floppy little door panels. Now, make sure you sub, like, notification bell, head over to the channel. Tons of cool stuff over there. So this design, you cannot pop these off with a trim tool or body fastener remover tool. You will damage it. So looking in here, we can see the edge of this little white clip here. So somebody at some point decided they need to get into this door. And so they probably pried up in the old school way. You pop this off. This piece is all one piece, if you will. It's kind of snapped in there. And I guarantee you that once they figured this out and couldn't get this off at the front, they're like, well, screw it. They put some double-sided tape, so we got some adhesive here. So whatever reason they were trying to get in the door, they damaged it. If you keep prying, you're going to damage the front, and this thing will not stay on, even if you can fix this. And guess what? That can be costly or hard to find a door panel from this era in this condition. This door panel is in excellent condition. So we have figured out a way, of course, throughout time for people to double-sided tape it, glue it, whatever. All that crap seeps out. Well, I'm going to link up a little part down below. It's like you can get the plastic ones for $9. You can get the metal ones like I got for, I think, $17. Got them next day off the Zon. I'll link them down below. I'm not paid for by the company, so just keep that in mind. But they are a cool little add-on. So in GM's infinite wisdom, the front of this actually has a screw underneath it. So I'm going to take this door panel apart to fix this, obviously, but if you're trying to get into your door and everything, this is how you're going to do it. While we're off, we're going to do some window tint. So let's get started. Now, while you're doing this, guys, I'm going to link some of these down below. These kits come with like a dozen things at a time. These are more for pulling body fasteners and stuff like that. Say like this cap. If you're going to pull this cap, don't pull that cap necessarily. I'm just using it as an example, but I like using vinyl tools, especially on plastics from any era, even new ones. The new ones scratch even easier than these ones. But these older ones, if you pull in the wrong place or put like a pry mark in or bend in it, it's not going to be repairable. So if you're trying to keep your stuff looking good, you can. Again, nondescript tool. I have dozens of these because every time I order some kit, they come with more. In GM's infinite wisdom, this is a pain in the ass for sure how they did this. But again, just stop what you're doing right here because GM did design the door panel to come off pretty easy. First things first, let's take this little cap off with this tool. So you can kind of slide this in. Eventually you'll fill. There's usually three. There's two at the bottom, one at the top. And just figure out which one wants to move first by sliding this tool in and around. And it'll work itself out. See, like that. And then you're just going to take this off. All right. So as I said before, if you're going to change your mirrors, this is an opportune time to do it. And so we'll set that aside. This one only had 2 mount points, but if we pull this foam back, never throw the foam away from GM, but our mounting bolts for the mirrors are right behind there. I think that's going to be something that comes later. Now we're going to take our little trim tool and we're going to pop this off. Now, sometimes this can come off. You can get your fingers underneath there. You don't always need those tools to get these off, but in people's trying times, they tend to get a little bit crazy with a metal screwdriver. And even though these are metal, you can get ones with the little hook right there. So now, pretty plain and simple. If it's a tiny little bolt like this on a GM truck, it's probably going to be a 7mm, not always, but almost 99% of the time. And then we're going to need, I think this is a 10. All right, so 7mm, 10mm, those are the only 2 bolts. You do need to pop this loose. Again, you can use your trim tool if you got really strong fingernails, which I don't. So we're going to pop this. It's going to come straight out. Doesn't matter the orientation it's in, whichever way you feel like it's going to work better. Now, typically I find that the front clip is going to be on these this way, so it's easier to go from the back and pop it loose. We'll see which edge comes up easiest. So looking at it, the front edge does have a higher lip, so it's easiest to pull from the back. You're going to leave your little doohickey right there. And then now we can go ahead and remove these bolts. All right, so pause real quick. this is the door handle. Sorry, I'm used to doing a lot of different cars and trucks. Leave that 10 in. Pull this 7 out. There is a 7 down here, a shorty. You're going to pop this little cap off here. There is a Torx 20. This bad boy right here comes out of that hole. Use your body fastener tools to pull this loose. And then a 7mm right there. And then the door panel is going to pick up and you're going to be able to move it aside. Now, if you don't have an extra set of hands, this is where you're going to need to unplug everything, which is going to be one of those push-pull connectors. It's a harness. There's going to be a tab that's higher on one side. You push the connector in, push down on the tab, pull it right out. All right, so we got that out. So now this is how you can access your speakers. Of course, you can pop off the little light and change that bulb. As you can see, that's bad, so we'll put an LED in there. Now let's take a look at this door panel. All right, so when you guys are in there unplugging stuff, keep in mind, you really can't screw up plugging them back in. You might have to do it kind of by feel. They're only going to fit in one hole. But as you can see right here, there's with this 7mm you got to take out to get this bad boy out. If you want to go further, you can take this plastic piece out and or this screw. But there's really just a tab up underneath there that had that not been broken off at some point. I'm surprised it's not down in the door. Anyway, we're going to take this 7mm out and I'm going to show you the repair piece. All right, so we can see that somebody tried to finagle and get some double-sided tape in there. That's never going to be strong enough, guys. With the weight of these doors when they shut and everything, as you can see, here is our mounting hole. Thank the Lord that's not busted off, because this one's busted off. This piece is trash. Now you can take out the switch assembly, so if you guys are needing to replace switches or need to clean them, of course, pry that loose. They will come out of the actual bezel itself. But yeah, if you had both of those broken, you're up the creek and you're gonna have to replace this, and hopefully you can find a repop piece of that on there. But you can see that it's just really one mounting tab, so we're gonna get that cleaned up. Let's take a look over here. Remember, if you're setting this down on anything, guys, make sure you're very, very careful. This stuff can scratch, so find a soft surface. But you can see right here, you don't necessarily need to take this one piece out, but really, this is all one piece, and finding a door handle, if you will, is gonna be pretty rough. So the new pieces are going to replace this piece right here. I'll show you what those look like. So from there, guys, you're going to install it from here. Here's the orientation driver's door. So take out this 7mm bolt. They do give you some screws to replace it, but you do need to trim off what's left of this housing. So I just use some wire nippers here, cut it off. You want to use a hot butter knife or something like that. You really only need to keep it back just enough of this ridge, because you could see how that other piece was just broke off. This is gonna be way more robust. Now they're saying you can use glue on it. That's up to you. And you're just gonna glue on this back pad. The one thing I like about these aluminum ones versus the plastic ones is I see the future problem being just anything. Again, the weight of these doors slamming and that thing breaks loose or breaks the tab. So anyway, we're gonna take that 7mm out and put this back in. All right, from there, guys, we got it put in. So now we're gonna go ahead and just line it up. The front really just kind of goes down to this hole. We're going to snap it in. Now it is much easier if you can put the back trailing edge in there kind of first and slide it down. Now again, anything inside of here that you need to work on, taking that door off, it's going to be that way. This is a way better fit and finish than before. Now we're going to put our 7mm back in here and we're good. No more floppy flop. Just make sure you follow that procedure. So I'll show you how to put the door back on. All right, so got the window tint while I had it off. So now it's pretty simple. You have those little white tabs. They're gonna go into those holes. Keeping in mind, you're gonna need to plug everything in kind of as you go. And then you're gonna set it up and over into this channel. That's that little black groove goes. Don't forget to put in your light first down there at the bottom, because once you put those hooks in, you're not gonna have a ton of room to reach in and plug it back into the little hole. Now we did swap it out with an LED real quick, but you can access that light by popping that cover off out here. Okay, so tip the bottom in first. Make sure you wiggle this through the hole. It's hard to record one-handed. Get on the top lip, shove it down, you're done. Put your fasteners back in here. We'll put our 7 there, our Torx 20 here. After you do that, guys, you tighten it back on, align this. Remember, front piece goes in first here. Pull the handle up to assist this piece going in here. We are done. No more floppy flop. Put your caps back on. Remember your 7 underneath there, 7 behind here, 7 there, 1 and done. Now we're going to go over and do the other side. The procedure is exactly the same. The door is identical on that side. So I'm going to separate this video with a couple different titles. So it's not going to be a different video, but it's going to be the same one. That way, if you're replacing these broken pieces, or you're fixing switches, or need to access your memory panel, it's all going to be the same video, but that way people can search and find it better. And hopefully that helps, guys, but do not damage your switches that way. As always, guys, appreciate you guys being here. Catch you on the next one.